If you're just starting your journey on content marketing and you're a beginner looking for some tips on how to make the best content for your YouTube channel or just any other platform for that matter, stay tuned. I have 7 great tips for you right now. Let's get into it. So the first step you're gonna wanna consider is the different content types that you wanna make for this content marketing plan. So are you gonna be making content for YouTube, Facebook, Instagram? You're gonna be doing a podcast? Are you gonna be doing content for websites or blogs? You really have to consider what kind of content you want to make because there's so many different kinds in 2024. And I recommend starting off with a YouTube channel just because you can make long form videos and then repurpose that content into other content for each of those social channels or even for a website or a blog. So that's definitely my recommendation, but definitely the first step you want to do when making content is consider what platform are you making that content for. So another step that you should consider when making your content is what kind of equipment do you need? A lot of people think that they need fancy cameras and they need like really fancy microphones and everything like that. And the truth is you can actually just get started with a cell phone or an iPad or whatever you have available. You should just get started because the most important thing when making content is actually just making valuable content that people can consume and they can learn from. Now, I am guilty of this myself. I have been making content for a while and I always feel like I need a fancy camera, a microphone, and all those other fancy tools. But at the end of the day, when you provide value for the end person that's watching your video, they find it valuable. And if you think about it yourself, you've seen some videos that, they're okay or they're not the best quality, but has really, really useful information. And so you continue watching it. So when it comes to making content, you're gonna want to make the content as valuable as possible, and then you'll probably get more and more views. Another misconception is that a lot of people think that you need to be an amazing speaker for cameras and that you have to have everything put together. And the truth of the matter is that when you make your first video or your second video or your third video, it's not gonna be very good. It's actually probably gonna be very bad because you have no experience making content, and that's okay. What you have to do is keep pushing forward, keep failing, because after every single video you make, you're putting in a rep for the next video you make, and it's gonna get better and better. It's like any other skill that you try to develop in life. You have to keep practicing it, and the more you practice, the better you become. So do not make so much pressure on yourself to make the first video so good. Just make your first piece of content and then get that out there, make another piece of content, get that out there, and you should be good to continue to make great content in the future. And this next tip, in full transparency, is actually a tip that my girlfriend just gave me because she's watching me record right now. But basically, she mentioned that you should get straight to the point when you're making content, because a lot of times when you're watching videos from other people, you see that they're just rambling on and on and on, and it's very hard to consume when you're actually there to learn. So I totally agree with this tip. It should be something that you consider as well when you make content, is get straight to the point. Don't make your viewers wait a long time to watch the content. Give them the information they need right away, and that will make them a lot happier, and in the long run, actually keep them watching your video a lot longer. So it's a great tip. So the fourth tip is to make sure you put a big emphasis on promoting your content. A lot of time, people spend so much time just creating content, making it super fancy, and making the video as good as possible, but they forget that only 1 or 3 or 5 people are gonna see your video if you're not doing a good job promoting your content. So you need to, post it on your Instagram, share it on Facebook, run an ad, share it in your newsletter, write an email marketing campaign, send it to your friends, send it to your mom, send it to your grandma, send it to everybody so you can get exposure on that video, and the algorithm can actually pick it up and see that this is a video that people are engaging with, it's valuable, and that you can have a better chance ranking in the SEO part of YouTube. If you guys don't know, YouTube is actually an SEO system, meaning that when people search for videos, it's a competition. Which videos are gonna be shown up first all depends on watch time, how long people are watching your video, if people are finding your content engaging and they're commenting and watching it to the end. Watch time is one of the biggest factors in SEO on YouTube. So those are all things you need to consider when you're making a YouTube or any kind of content for that matter. And another thing is that most people think that starting from zero is very scary and that they're not gonna have any success on YouTube. And the fact of the matter is that everybody has to start from zero. It's not, a get rich quick scheme. It's not something that you're gonna get, a lot of success doing overnight. But if you can put the time and the consistency into making great content every single week, at least once a week if possible, but more, maybe twice a week if possible, that'll be a great start to making a great YouTube channel as well as making great content in general. So definitely don't worry too much about starting from zero, because that is just what everybody has to do in order to get started in this online content world. It's a very competitive world, so definitely just try to make the best content, the most valuable content, and continue to make quality content for your end users. And tip number 6 is to make sure you're repurposing your content. When you repurpose your content, you're basically making long form content, whether that's a podcast or a YouTube video, and it's a longer form of content, and then you're able to repurpose it in a Instagram reel or a Facebook reel or an Instagram post or a Facebook post or whatever platform you're wanting to share it on, whether that's Reddit, Twitter, X now. You can share your content across multiple channels. So that's a great way to continue to grow your platform and your audience, as well as only using your time the most effectively. Because if you're making one video and you're able to repurpose it into multiple platforms, you're now saving a ton of time, you're getting a ton more exposure. So repurposing is a tip that I cannot express enough. Definitely repurpose your content. And I actually have used a software called repurpose.io. Great software. I definitely recommend it if you're looking to repurpose your content. It is about $25 a month or $20 a month, but for the value that it gives you, I can say that I do think it's worth it if you're constantly making content for all these different channels. So definitely look into it. It's repurpose.io if you're interested. And lastly, the final tip of the video is to just stay consistent. It's gonna be a journey, like I said. Just make sure that each day you're looking for new ideas and you're looking for inspiration on how to make great content, as well as just making sure you're taking the time to realize that, this is a journey. It's gonna take time. You're not gonna have an overnight success. But when you put in the hard work and you wait to see the results on the other side, you're gonna get great results, and you'll be happy with all the hard work you put in. And on top of that, one of the best factors of making content is that you're actually helping real people who are trying to solve problems in their day-to-day life, and you get to see the results for them as well. So at least a lot of times you do, hopefully you do. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, make sure you guys give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below if I helped you guys in any way. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.